You know that one, right?
Yeah. I don't.
No.
99. Yeah.
Sober. Oh, that's perfect for our theme today.
Yeah.
Try to stay. How long can that play?
No, we're done.
Just as a little
No more.
ambiance. Yeah.
I
'Cause,
like them.
They're talking about. Yeah. Try to stay sober.
Yeah, I've just been trying to like.
Stay sober.
Well,
Fuck no.
no, I've been listening to some of these late '90s or mid '90s bands, kind of just going back and uncovering a lot of these bands that I'd forgotten about, really, and ran across
Old Seether.
Seether, which they were like '99. They were more of a early 2000s, really, but
Right. Definitely probably that 2000s category.
Yeah.
I mean, even they probably started before that, I'm sure.
I think that's what I was saying. I think I read up. I think they formed in '99. They're from South Africa, but
Are they really?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, they were all post grunge. You know, all that was gone at that point. All your Soundgarden and Pearl Jam and all that.
Soundguard or Soundgarden?
Soundgarden.
Is it? Okay.
Chris Cornell.
Audio Slave.
I'm bad with like names of people.
I think
like
he had
band
the
members.
I
like-
think that dude had the best rock voice, like for rock and roll, like for rock bands. I think he had one of the best voices ever.
Chris Cornell?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he
would
was
agree.
so talented.
Be like
And then-
him or, what's his name? Chester from Lincoln Park.
Yeah, and then he goes and freaking hangs himself in a hotel room. What an idiot!
I think drugs were involved now.
Yeah, I think
It's just a waste, man. You know, it's like
Oh, yeah.
just a waste. Like super talented, and
Well, it's like what takes some of those guys to be like just
You know?
naturally talented like that. Like also eats them up. You know?
yeah,
Or like whatever it takes to maintain it.
yeah. Like Kurt Cobain,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, super talented.
Well, like even like guys like Burt Kreischer.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously he hasn't killed himself or anything yet, but
foreshadowing here.
but like his whole shtick is kind of revolved around him drinking a lot.
Being alcoholic,
Yeah, kind of like drinking around, like taking a shirt off, being a wild man.
Yeah.
Like that's his whole thing.
even all the way back through college.
Kind of
Right.
hard. Kind of hard to
Forever.
live that fast lane lifestyle.
Yeah, and
Forever.
but also, like, what if you can't duplicate it without the actual party part of it? Like, what if you can't, what if you can't produce that
So-
character without consuming alcohol or
So I wonder
drugs
if
or
Burt
whatever?
Kreischer.
Kreischer, yeah.
So I wonder if he really is an alcoholic, or does he just pretend? Is that part of his?
Like, you think it's the what is it, James Dean?
Is it just
That was
like part of
part of
his
the-
shtick? You know what I'm saying? Like that's just part of his thing.
Yeah, no,
like,
I think he's actually an alcoholic.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think he actually talks
like
about
okay,
it.
Ron White, right? Ron White, the
He
comedian.
definitely was.
You know, always had the scotch.
Yeah.
You know, and I think he really was. You know, I'm like, I wonder, like, okay,
Yeah,
how
I don't
much
think he drinks anymore.
he may not. I don't
He
know.
owns that tequila company. And yeah, I think he got sober. Like,
I
think
just
he still
wonder how
smokes a
much
bunch
of that
weed.
is, really, reality, or is that something you're doing every day, or is it only something you do when the cameras are on you?
Well, with those guys, like if they're doing shows or if they're doing like sets, then they're doing them throughout the week. So imagine if me and you were like podcasting throughout the week, 3 or 4 nights out of the week, and then we were like going in every time.
And most of the time they get it. It's free. Like
Oh yeah,
they'll
most
get-
of the time
they're-
they're working on stuff. Yeah,
yeah, it ain't. It's,
but then it's like the social part of it. They're partying.
well,
they're,
he's probably got people giving him the highest
That's what I'm saying.
bottles of scotch
Yeah.
there are.
Well, yeah, and then once he gets into it, and he becomes known for liking it, yeah, and famous. But even in the beginnings, that he might be making $40 a night, and just how many drinks he can drink when
when he started.
when he started, yeah.
Yeah.
So it would be easy to develop a problem,
Yeah.
and even in those early stages, just in that environment.
Yeah, especially even if it's not negative. Enough time
Right.
goes by, and then you're like, "Oh shit!" Like,
It's like,
when was the last time I
have
didn't
to
have
have
a
it.
drink?
Yeah.
Well, but like, is it James Dean that was part of like Frank Sinatra and all those guys? Am I getting that right? What's the name of the guy? What's Dean?
Dean Martin.
James Dean. Who's James Dean?
James Dean was an actor later on.
Dean Martin was the singer, though, right?
Yes.
So Dean Martin used to come out there with his scotch, but supposedly that was like apple juice. And he would just play the character of a guy that's always got
a little drinky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had the Rat Pack.
The Rat Pack, yeah. Sammy Davis.
Frank Sinatra. Dean Martin.
Who was the other guy? Wasn't there a fourth?
I don't know. Mark, do you know?
There is. I don't know what it is. I'd have to look it up.
Before my time, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Really?
Are you sure? You weren't moonshining?
That was a little bit ahead of me. Just a couple years.
What was that, 40s, 50s?
I would think probably 50s.
50s at least, right?
Probably.
So, Rat Pack.
Pull that up.
I got you. Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Joey Bishop, and Sinatra.
Oh, don't nobody remember no damn Joey Bishop.
But he had a falling out with Sinatra in '62.
Makes sense.
So they were big in what, the 50s?
Late 50s, 60s. It originated in the 40s and 50s primarily, but it was guys like Nat King Cole, Mickey Rooney, Judy Garland, Frank Sinatra.
You know those guys partied like crazy back then.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and like for them to have like their social group, same thing with like rappers.
But think about back then,
and country singers and all that kind of stuff.
They had no social media. No cameras, or that cameras. No phone cameras. No instant video. I mean, they could get away with so much.
Well, even with cameras, like it'd have to be in the newspaper on Monday. You know,
right? It's not like it is now. You know, they just. I don't know. I think it was such a simpler time. I was. I don't know. Never mind.
Yeah, there was actually like, I mean, it was a gang. I mean, it was. They had like officers.
Oh yeah. Well, and then Sinatra was clicked up with the mob.
Yeah, absolutely.
But,
yeah.
Well, but like you get a bunch of groups like that like their like their normal routine that would be work is that nightlife, and then you're, like I said, it's like a year later, and like you've been working and you're successful, which is probably even worse for you,
right? So. Yeah, and it's glorified so much.
Sure. Yeah. Rappers, country singers, like entertainers in general.
Yeah.
Like they're definitely having an issue. Yeah. You know, because what was it? I think it was well, I had to do like a class to get my license back one time when I was like a teenager. And I was 18 by then.
In the juvenile system right there where it shall not come forward.
Well, it carried over into no, hell no. No, you ain't getting my license. But they were talking about like that kind of aspect where like you learn certain things and skills and stuff while either like smoking weed or drinking or whatever your vice is, and then when you try to do it sober, like you're not as good or you can't do it as good. Like guys with like,
so a lot of the guys that play music.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Guitar, pool players, you know,
well,
poker
we've talked
players,
about
like
how that can actually affect your jiu-jitsu. Like these guys that
guys
always roll when they're high.
Yeah.
You know, what happens when you can't and you got to go out there on the mat stone sober.
Well, and it's not even so much that like they can't or that.
No, but
what it is though is like when you, because what it is good for is like open mats, or if you're gonna get a lot of rounds in, right? It just kind of gets you dialed in to where you're just getting rounds behind you and you're putting in work and everything. The problem is like if you have to do that camp or you have to start training without it, and then those rounds are suffering, or you're not doing as many, so then your training starts to suck.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it starts getting in your head.
Mm-hmm. Or if you do it so much that then you go to a tournament sober, and then it's like, oh shit, wait a minute, this is a little different. Like, so then you can't compute right away.
How many people do you think, like for instance, this weekend at the Atlanta Open, how many of those competitors are high?
Oh, I don't know, but it smelled like weed. It usually does.
Would you say there's half of them?
Well, that's an interesting topic because I would take it further than just high. I mean, I've known guys that'll they'll hit an airplane shot before they compete. You know,
I don't know what that is.
Like the little airplane
mini bottle
shots that you get on the
you're
airplane.
talking about alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not like a street drug.
Yeah, I thought that was like
It's
something.
like, whoa, don't know what that one is.
snort
Definitely
them,
don't know.
I didn't know, man. I was like,
hit him one of those airplane.
get you high as an airplane. I didn't know what you meant by that.
Some of these guys, like, you wonder what else they've been, if they've been putting some up their nose and stuff like that too. Like,
Yeah.
I would say, I don't know, 60% of them are doing
Do
something.
you think that jiu-jitsu will ever get to the point where these tournaments like the IBJJF, will they ever do any sort of drug testing?
I mean, they do for steroids if you make it to the final on
Worlds.
the Grand Slam stuff.
Worlds and Grand Slam. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, how did Gordon Ryan make it?
he didn't do IBJJFs.
Oh, okay.
And the one he did, I didn't get
So
tested.
Back then they didn't test
ADCC doesn't test?
Hell no, they tell you do more.
They actually encourage steroid use.
Okay.
Do they really? Is that for
Pretty
sure?
much. I mean, they make
the
it a
pride
point to
of-
say, hey, look, we're not testing.
That's true.
Well,
We're not going to
Yeah.
test.
That's true.
We'll never test.
People get around it anyways. Like, I mean, basically, you just don't be an idiot and cycle off. Like, what was it? Was it the Nationals that, like, Cyborg and a few of them dipped out before they didn't even make the podium?
Yeah.
They didn't go to the podium.
maybe that's
pulled
what I need to do.
right before
maybe
the
I need to do
podium
steroids.
I don't think that's the move, buddy.
You don't think so? You don't think it'd help me get to purple?
Aren't you already doing testosterone?
Yeah, but not much.
Yeah, I mean, it's not steroids, but that's good enough.
I'm just saying.
Did you see that Ryan Garcia? Did you guys watch boxing at all?
I mean, it's hard to watch Ryan Garcia, dude.
It's
Okay.
hard for me to watch boxing.
I watched the Ryan Garcia's fight. One, he missed when he went against Devin Haney.
Yeah, he missed
He
weight.
missed weight by 3 pounds,
Yeah.
and said his promoter told him to.
He also drank a beer on the
He's
scale.
wild.
I know.
He is wild.
I get that, like, he's doing it for the Logan Paul effect, but I just can't with some of the, like, it's the same thing Floyd Mayweather was doing with him and Connor when
Yeah.
they were doing like their PR stuff.
Yeah. The trying
It
to
was just-
oversell.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was so cringy. Just the worst shit said to each other. It was like two middle schoolers on the bus just finally learning being able to cuss without nobody stopping them.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
But he tested positive for steroids.
Really?
Yeah. So not only did he come in overweight and beat him, and that's what cost Devin Haney that fight. Was Ryan Garcia was just bigger and stronger than him.
Yeah.
That's what cost him the fight. Devin Haney's a better boxer. Garcia is just bigger and stronger, could absorb more punishment, and then had the strength and stamina to keep dishing it out in the later rounds. And the later the fight went, the worse it got. And then it was just like beating, just and then ended up knocking him out. So, I was like, man, because 3 pounds is a lot in boxing. To miss weight by 3 pounds is quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't step on that scale not knowing.
No,
you
he
had to
knew.
know.
He knew
You
he was going to miss weight. Yeah, he don't just accidentally miss by.
Which
3
means he had a head start on hydrating,
on all of it.
hydration,
Yeah.
and being
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah, he bottomed out.
So
and
they
started
let him
coming
box
back.
anyway?
Yeah,
Because he missed
they
weight?
did, but it's
you
not
lose
for
your
the
purse.
championship.
Oh, I
you
guess.
lose. Usually, it's like 10% of your purse, and then if it's for a belt or a championship, you don't. Even if you win, you don't get the championship.
Okay. So interesting.
win,
So
still.
interesting little tidbit about weight cutting. Then I'm glad you brought that up because somebody. What's the real? I don't know. I can't remember. And if you said it, it's a real famous. She's a current UFC girl. That's so good. She looks like a man. She's freaking.
Oh, you're talking about the
Doesn't matter,
judo
no.
girl.
What's her name? She's freaking jacked, dude. She's
Yeah,
literally.
you're talking about the judo girl,
Not.
the gold medalist.
She literally looks like she is cut up like a man, like a
Jonathan was talking about her.
muscles, dude, like
Yeah.
crazy. Anyway,
The one that just beat up Holly Holm?
so she weighed in, and I probably got this wrong, but she weighed in at like 130.
Kayla Harrison.
Kayla
Kayla
Harrison,
yeah.
weighed in at like 130, and within 36 hours she was at like 160.
Damn.
It was something stupid. Yeah,
Damn.
look, Mark can probably verify because he's
I
quick.
believe it. Yeah.
But
no,
the point
that's,
is,
yeah.
and here's
I know
what,
people make those cuts.
but one of the guys in the comments, he said, "What is the point of a weight cut then?
yeah.
I mean, why do it? If
Yeah.
I mean, why? I mean, what's the point of it?
So the point of it
why not make it a range and say you got to be within this range?
Well, so boxing tried to do some of that when they would, and some of it they would weigh him at weigh-ins, and you could only gain so much weight. You'd weigh in again before you competed that next night.
Yeah, because 30 pounds is a lot.
Oh, it's a lot, but you still got to hit it. You got to hit 20, that weight.
25% of her total body weight.
It's kind of like what we were talking about before. Everybody's playing by those same rules, right? You're playing by the same rules as I am. So if you're 10 pounds lighter than me, so say it's 135, okay? That's the weight we got to hit. And you and I are going to fight at 135. It would just be my left leg at this point. But So anyway, so we're going to fight at 135. When we start the weight cut, or when we start and sign the agreement, I'm 160 and you're 150. So you're 10 pounds lighter than me when we start. And so we do the weight cut. We both weigh in at 135. The night of the fight, you're 150, I'm 160. I'm 10 pounds heavier than you. Then you should not have taken that fight at 35. You should have made it at 25. So that, you should be fighting less. Because this is something we've messed with and dealt with like Sam. Mm-hmm. We've dealt with it with Simon. We've dealt with it with all of our lower fighters. Mm-hmm.
Which is a tricky thing with
it's tricky.
Under 60 to 25.
Because
really.
there's been times where Sam has cut. What was he cut to? What
40?
40?
Did he make 40? I know he got to 44.
He's done 44 a few times, and
I think early on. I'm sure I can't remember what did he weigh in high school. What did he wrestle
at? He wrestled at 38 in high school.
Yeah, that I'm sure by the time he was back competing in jiu-jitsu, he'd made 40 or
a couple times, and would walk at like 60. Mm-hmm. Like and so he's weighed in at 45 and been 65 the next day. Walking on that when he went. Against Moose, he was big against Moose.
Yeah, he was back in the 50s with Moose.
Yeah, and it was. Did they fight?
No, I'm sorry. He was like 62.
He was
he was back in the
60s. Mid 60s.
Because it was 45.
45, and
we
were shocked.
It
was a tough one, and it could have been way easier.
They definitely could have.
But
that's not the way to do things.
No, he was 20 pounds heavier by the time he stepped, and a lot of those high-level guys do it, and they've got it down to a science. So that's the why behind it, is everybody's playing by those same rules, which is why if you get guys that miss and intentionally miss, like Haney, or not Haney, Garcia, that intentionally miss, which means they bottom out, and then they start rehydrating and eating 2-3 hours before, they got a jump start on.
Which really, if you're going to miss it by 3 anyways, you might as well just miss it by 100. It don't matter.
Right.
You might as well weigh whatever you're going to weigh.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
But the difference is when it comes to combat sports with striking, then it becomes like, can we do this without just weight cuts? Is there, can you do a better hydration test and, something? Because with grappling, it's a little different. Like, you won't perform as well, like, given a bad weight cut or something like that. But you'll be okay.
Are you saying you think there should be some sort of reform?
Well, it's either that or they should be able to like they should be able to do like IVs and anything they can to be able to get back to
and they can't
full
right
hydration.
Now.
They can't. No.
So here's the way
allow some sort of PED.
Georgia high school wrestling handles weight and weight cut, because wrestling it's a big weight cut sport.
Mm-hmm. Right.
At the beginning of the year, the athlete has to go and get a hydration test. So they have to pee in a cup, right? And they test their hydration level. Mm-hmm. And then they do a body fat test. And they set a minimum that they can only cut. They weigh them, do a body fat test, and then do a hydration test. So they make sure they're hydrated, so they're not dehydrated, right? So you have to be able to pee. Mm-hmm. It can't be, looks like molasses when it comes out.
Piss and iced tea.
Yeah, so they have to be hydrated. They do a weight and body fat calculation, and you can't cut that would put you under. I want to say it's 7% body fat. If you're under 7% body fat, you have to go to a doctor and get certified that you're healthy by a medical doctor in order to be able to wrestle. And you can't cut any more weight other than the weight that you're at when you weigh in for that hydration test. So they're trying to keep kids from cutting this enormous amount of weight in the season And it still happens. I mean,
Yeah, I think it would be more
still-
dangerous with high schoolers.
Well,
it is
it can
dangerous.
be because with wrestling, they
weigh in
wrestle
that
up,
morning.
they'll wrestle down, so all that back and forth, and at their age isn't good. Mm-hmm. But like with boxing and MMA and all that, like you're getting hit in the head. Mm-hmm. You know, so when your brain's not hydrated completely, the damage is greater.
And in high school wrestling, they weigh in at 7 o'clock and start wrestling at 9 o'clock. They have a very short window to, like, if they are cutting, to rehydrate and get going. Mm-hmm. And they'll wrestle multiple times a week. So it's this up and down,
See,
up
but
and down.
not like doing something like the IBJJF does, wouldn't that? I mean, being like you got to weigh in before your match, like right before your match.
Yeah, but look, there's still high school kids that are cutting 10, 15 pounds.
I'm not saying people wouldn't do it, but it would negate a lot of like stupid cuts.
It negates the stupid weight cuts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And IBJJF, you don't see a ton.
Just like this Kayla Harris, if you're allowing them to weigh in and then their
Well, they got
fight's not
36 hours.
They got
That's what I'm
36
saying.
hours.
But that's,
I mean-
that's contracted, though. That's the way that it is.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And it's part of it is what I think Kyle's trying to talk about is the hydration levels going into that fight because of the brain damage and things like that.
Right.
So that they're
How
able
much
to
weight
rehydrate.
do you think you could gain in 36 hours if you just really wanted to?
If I had just
if you were
cut,
just totally dehydrated,
And
You
I-
were just
I
like,
just
I just want to see what I can put on.
and
20,
I just
25 pounds.
cut what 10 pounds.
Yeah. I think you stack on 25, 30 pounds.
Oh, you just 20, 25 pounds.
Oh yeah, buddy. I
Yeah.
could stack some weight on if I wanted to be heavy.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
The only problem is like if I lost 40 pounds and then stacked on, I'd still be 260.
Yeah.
So
I
my
would
next
get-
weight class down is 225.
I would go to KFC and get the buckets that's the family the chicken, but I would have them fill the whole thing up with macaroni and cheese.
If I really just wanted to stack it on,
If
pizzas.
performance didn't matter.
If
yeah.
performance didn't matter, pizzas,
Yeah.
pasta, lots of water.
But see, that's the thing. And then you
Dairy.
start talking about performance.
Yeah,
After
you
that
don't want to
weight
feel
cut.
like you don't want to be like
Oh, no, we're
you'll
talking
be
about performance.
trash.
We're just talking about gaining weight.
performance.
No, we're just talking about
No, but
How
I
much
mean,
weight
I
could you stack on?
I could stack some weight, in water weight.
Mm-hmm.
I can pound some water.
Especially if you're dehydrated coming out into it.
Yeah, because you're gonna hold on to a little bit. But that's another thing is like, what should they allow? Should they be able to allow IVs and all this other supplements and stuff like that? Like, where's it lie when it comes to PEDs? Like, which one's performance enhancing, right?
Well, how do they know
what
they're not?
enhances
But also,
performance?
and they are, lots of stuff.
How do they know that those guys don't walk away
mean,
from the weight cut and
creatine can-
go back to their hotel room and have somebody put an IV in them?
Right.
They don't know that.
I don't know. I think there is a way that you can tell.
How are they checking their arms?
I think there's saline in it or something, right?
I don't know.
I think
have
there
no
is a
idea.
way to tell if you've had a IV. I think there's a way that you can tell.
Yeah.
Because I think they have to put like saline or something like that in there. There's a way they test. There's a way I think that you can tell.
Okay.
But yeah, you're
Now,
right.
if there's a
What's
workaround,
performance
people are going to do it.
enhancing?
People
and I'm
will
sure they'll
spend-
figure it out.
Oh well, not only figure it out, but they'll commit 10% of their purse towards it every time they fight. Like,
Well-
what is it going to take me to win this $100,000 right quick?
And because the difference between those top level guys is so thin. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Top level
it's-
people, it's razor thin.
Yeah.
It could be the difference of like having a good night's sleep the night before or not. Because so they're looking for
Any little advantage.
any advantage they can get, and that's what. Yeah, any sport, any wrestling, jiu-jitsu, boxing, MMA, anything like that, you want to feel like you're this bigger, stronger person. No matter, you want to feel like you have a strength, physicality edge, because that matters so much in these sports, right?
Sure.
You don't want to get out there and there's times where you get out there and you grab a hold of them, you're like, oh yeah, this guy's this guy is not as strong as me,
Right.
and then there's times where you go out there and you grab a hold of somebody and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is going to be a tussle.
This guy, I'm going to have to really be on it for me to be able to do what I want to do,
Right.
Because this guy feels so much stronger than me, and I think that's a something cool to look into too. Is the feel factor? How do you feel strong? What can you do to feel strong to someone else when they grab a hold of you?
Steroids. Steroids
that
and
you may
cocaine.
not even be stronger, though, is what I'm saying. Because it's that feeling that, so how do you make yourself in that first interaction? Because first impressions matter, right?
Right.
How do you make yourself feel stronger in that moment? It would be curious to see.
Feel stronger to them?
Yeah, to them.
I don't know.
How do you
Because then it
feel
starts
stronger?
playing into like tactics and whether or not you're going to be, your level of aggression and all that kind of stuff. Because you could be aggressive and not feel strong.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like aggressive doesn't always feel strong.
No, and it's not
Sometimes
not
I'm like,
aggression.
It
I'm
makes
not
me
talking about
chuckle.
aggression.
Well, but like, how else do you make yourself feel strong
I think it would
if
be,
you're not strong?
I think it goes back to techniques and leverage because
I think it's a lot of leverage.
all right,
Yeah.
for example, and the first person that comes to mind is Luis, right? Luis is what, 160 pounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, but his leverage feels good. It doesn't feel strong.
Well, he feels strong as hell to me.
Yeah, but he's just using he's using things correctly.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's exactly the point I'm making.
Well, see, like guys that like have that kind of precision, like Luis, but then they're like 220.
Right, but the
Don't-
point
that's-
is that I'm probably physically stronger
Right.
than
Yeah.
Luis. As far
But
as
when
just-
you guys grip each other,
no, it feels
he probably doesn't think when I grip a hold of Jeff, man, Jeff's super strong.
Right.
He's thinking, this is another human. He doesn't really think about it. But when you grip him, you're like, oh, wait, this guy's really strong.
feels
Well,
different.
they say that about RP. How strong does RP feel?
Yeah. No,
It feels ridiculous,
that's
right?
exactly.
They said in the weight room, like he doesn't go crazy in the weight room.
Yeah.
He knows how to use what he's got.
Well, it's leverage, and I think that's
Yeah.
something that's important.
But do you get away with that more in gi than you do no gi?
Probably.
Because you have
Probably
things
because you
to
have
lever
something
on.
you can leverage, and I think some of it's even like how you look and your what you give from your looks and your facial expressions,
Right.
and not of having a poker face when somebody grabs a hold of you.
Yeah, I'd
It's just-
agree with that. That's something we've
almost like a psychological battle.
Yes, it is.
well, that's something I've talked to the boys about.
do that a lot.
Dominic and Penn.
Yeah.
Is about just, especially Dominic, like not getting in the habit of, even when we're drilling, even when we're practicing in here, that if something doesn't go your way, not just like flopping down and like just and all this. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
You need to really practice on that. Didn't bother you, back in line, ready to go.
I don't know how many, Jeff, times in my jiu-jitsu career someone has had a submission on me and I just look at them very nonchalant and then they let go of it.
Well, we saw that at the White Belt Quartet. Mm-hmm. Name that match. Name it.
Davis and Chris.
Yes.
Yes.
When Davis was trying to footlock Chris. Very good, Hefe. Mm-hmm. Chris was stone-faced. He was
close.
just looking at him, addressed it, got out. And then Davis had, on his second adjustment on, I was like, oh, Davis might be in here.
Right. Because we're looking at it from a tactics point where, hey, he's got this, he's got control of his
Right.
hip. He's got his leg, maybe a little bit high, but he's making adjustments. Mm-hmm. But there's been I don't know how many times where somebody has something, whether it's a choke, whether it's anything, and I just kind of give them the look,
Mm-hmm. And they feel a little bit defeated.
and they're like, "Oh, I must not have it."
Right.
I must. It
Matt
must
Daniel did that to me.
not.
First time I actually locked onto a Kimura.
Yeah, Matt Daniel
like,
is like the black belt's black belt.
He's doodling again.
Damn,
Yeah, he doodles a lot.
I doodle.
You want to show everybody your doodles? No.
They're just for us.
Kyle's
I
doodling.
don't need anybody psychoanalyzing this.
Not diddling.
Yeah, not to be confused with diddling. We're not
It's
accusing
very
Kyle
different.
of diddling.
It's very
right now.
different.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's not a diddler.
no, he does not look puffy at all.
No, I haven't been drinking. I'm not puffy right now.
He's not. No, he's. This is normal for him.
Well, that was a Diddy joke.
I know. I was steering
he
away
was
from
he
it.
was doubling into reversing.
I was saving
reversed.
myself for more Diddy
Yeah.
diddling.
He was Uno reversing
Diddyisms.
your Diddy.
More
to,
Diddyisms. Where's he at? Is he missing?
No, I don't think so.
Have they found him? I thought he was
Is
like
missing.
No, he was like in Miami.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is any developments on that? Anybody know?
Kendrick Lamar dropped a diss track on him.
There you go.
It was pretty.
Yeah, they're all
Uriah
doing
called
it
me
right
about.
now.
Of course, it was Uriah called me about today. He's like, "Hey, have you listened to Kendrick Lamar's new diss track?" I was like, "No, sir, I have not." He said it's really good.
Yeah.
Apparently, Kendrick Lamar just goes all in on Diddy's kids.
Oof.
Yeah, just,
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and J. Cole are all like doing diss stuff. It's back around again, I guess. And lo and behold, albums are dropping. Like,
Yep.
you know,
I mean, they got to sell, bro. Mm-hmm. They got to
what
sell.
it is. It's part of the industry.
Push it out. Sell it.
That's right. Yeah.
Well,
that's what they do.
I don't know about the Diddy, but
Yeah, but the whole Kyle not drinking thing right now is very normal.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, here we go. I'm just
There you are.
steering it back.
I was wondering where we
Guiding
were
it
before.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's normal going into comp. He's competing. Yeah, you know that, Jeff. But
I know that. You were telling
listeners,
the masses.
you listeners at wherever you're at listening, Kyle is competing tomorrow at the IBJJF Nogi Open Masters 2 division,
Gonna kill it.
ultra heavyweight. Has two other
Give me
guys
some
in his
middle-aged
division.
dudes. What's up?
Yeah, so he always gets all angry the week of comp.
I'm not angry.
He even's angry saying he's not angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah, no, I've gotten my process has been refined.
Very aggressive.
But I do find, which I've been, so I think part of it too is, like, we've been having a lot of fun.
yeah.
Like, we've been having a lot of fun for like, this whole year has been fucking fun, you know? So, when I can't, I don't do what I want to do. And then whenever I can't do what I want to do, I get a little frustrated. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, but you're doing this on Sunday. So it's like, well, fuck them up over it. So,
Yeah,
that
we're
kind of thing.
Looking for excited about it. Hopefully they'll be showing on YouTube on the on IBJ Atlanta. IBJJF is showing a lot of the mats on YouTube.
Yeah, I know they were doing more on YouTube.
I was able to watch Gordon's today.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yeah, I saw Clay
from the
there.
house.
How do you find it?
YouTube IBJJF.
Okay.
There's a search bar.
Yeah, you type in YOUTUBE.
I didn't know if you have to like look.
hit
I didn't know
enter.
if you had to
Did you
look
see
up.
how he's flipping you off?
No, I was pointing.
That's the old man.
That's how it
I was
is.
They
pointing.
start.
I didn't know if you had to like search his name or if it's Matt's or.
Yeah, just go to the
Matt
IBJJF
number.
page and okay, so here, yes, Jeff, for your leading questions. Okay, go to the IBJJF webpage, look at the bracket, see what
we're
Matt,
idiots. My bad.
see what Matt he's competing on.
I mean, you did tell me to ask questions.
I did. It's okay. I'm answering.
We did. I kind of fucked up on that one.
Go to the
too, buddy.
bracket, see
I mean,
what
I can
Matt.
sit over here and just be quiet.
No, that's not
Nobody
what we
wants
want.
that, buddy.
I mean,
We don't want that.
We don't want you quiet.
So
we want you
let me help
engaged.
everyone at home right now and tell you what Kyle is going to be competing.
Around 3 o'clock, I'll be up.
He is going to
better
be,
yet, just get in your car and drive down and watch him live.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true that.
I mean,
It's free
support it.
admission.
He's going to be on Mat 11. It is free admission. Mat 11 at 3 o'clock. So if the Atlanta Open, he has Roger
Gracie.
Quintilia
All right.
Araya from Brasa Jiu Jitsu first.
Do you know this guy?
We know who he is.
Kyle got this.
Yeah, we know who he is. We've seen him before.
I just know the sound it makes.
I don't know if he knows who Kyle is or not.
Oh, he don't know.
I don't know. There's. I mean, you can.
They both win against. They have shared opponents.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, they have shared opponents. But Kyle beat the guy. So if we're going to do jiu-jitsu math like we did with you and Buddha, right? Of
course.
So
Yeah, we have to.
anyone that Buddha beats, you're better than.
For those that don't know, can you explain what happened?
Yeah, you Kimura Buddha here in competition,
Right.
on video.
It was what about it was a week ago
It was
today.
a week ago today. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, so a week ago
God,
today.
it feels like yesterday.
I know.
It does. It'll.
Just
yeah.
for those of you that don't
feels like
know
last weekend.
Yeah, it just
and
feels
haven't
like
heard,
last Saturday.
it's probably not many of you that haven't heard, but
We've done a good job of pushing it out there. We've done some reels
Yeah.
of it. We talked about
it's
it
good
a little
stuff.
bit.
It's good stuff.
So, yeah.
Algorithm picked right up on it.
So jiu-jitsu math is, since Jeff has beat Buddha, now anybody that Buddha beats Jeff is automatically better than
Naturally.
just automatically. So by that same logic,
Sure.
Kyle and this guy both went against Breck still, and Kyle beat Breck. Breck beat this
Oh,
guy.
well, there you go.
So
then why even have a match? He probably
should just go straight
should
to
just
the
throw his damn hat.
second. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's made adjustments and he's fully ready for the match.
And I'm sure that's what he's probably thinking too, Jeff. What's the point of me even stepping on the mat right now? So
yeah, you're gonna break something. I feel it.
I feel like he
I'm
feels
excited.
like this is his
Just
moment.
break something
yeah,
off.
no, he may have looked at that and said, "Hey, I see something I could do better than Breck."
You
And,
know what I really hate if he just pulled guard.
don't pull guard, buddy. Yeah. Don't do it.
Just pull guard.
Don't pull guard. Don't pull guard.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun. It's a good bracket. It's him and Michael Schwanger. Schwanger's gone.
Cool name,
Right?
Schwanger.
But
I like that.
he's done a couple pans. I don't think he's closed any of them up.
It's kind of cool. What if your name was
Schwanger?
Schwanger? Yeah.
You'd have got made fun of unless you were just a
It doesn't matter. You can roll with
Son
it.
of a bitch.
yeah.
You
You got
can-
made fun of a lot.
Dude, you can roll with that. You can be like, there's a reason.
Yeah, in high school and middle school, you're not rolling with that. In elementary school, you're getting made fun of.
Schwanger.
Jimmy's over there pointing and laughing at you. Schwanger.
Yeah, but see, he did jujitsu. Schwanger did. So
Schwanger-
he would have just choked
I
out
don't know
Jimmy.
that Schwanger does jujitsu.
Yeah, he does.
just more wrestles.
I'm just saying, he would have choked Jimmy in the 5th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it ought to be fun. I go.
Yeah, we have several competing. So Master Kyle is competing tomorrow.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, you meant in Masters division. That's what he
Masters
meant. That's what he
division.
meant. That's what he
Kyle
meant.
Sure,
is
sure,
competing.
sure.
That's what he
Then your son Buddha is competing
right.
tomorrow.
Right.
And then
Oh my God.
Isaac
Yes.
is competing tomorrow, and young Simon is
Yeah,
competing
all right.
tomorrow.
Hey, and
So-
Buddha, Daddy Jeff will be there. I'm going to come watch.
Oh, that's so sweet of you
I'm
supporting
going to come watch.
Daddy
Buddha.
Jeff.
He's got
Yeah.
He's got a good match.
Buddha's gonna
This will
fucking
release.
kill you. one
Who's
day.
he?
Tyson Beatty from Odyssey,
Oh,
our
Yeah.
nemesis.
Little
Little beady-eyed Beatty.
okay.
rubber match between them two.
Yeah.
And then, do we know what about Isaac?
Isaac's got a tough match.
Really?
Yeah. he's
His
got a
first
tough
one?
match. Yeah.
Who's he got?
Somebody with a lot of points. A lot of IBJJF points. Grand Slam points.
They in those divisions,
But
He can
he's
handle
the 55,
He's more of
or the
a-
60s.
yeah, but I think this guy is the guy that's the Trinidad guy from Trinidad that's going to sell him timeshares
insurance?
and life insurance and all that. Yeah.
Speaking of
But
life insurance,
he's mostly a gi guy. He does way better gi than he
We
does.
should break down that whole
The Trinidad thing.
with
With Jeff.
because he's an insurance
Yes.
guy. We can't do it now. We don't have the
can't-
time.
Yeah, we don't. We're
I don't even. I
had
don't know what you're talking about.
All right, we'll break it
We're
down
gonna-
for you. Like we won't.
the
So
whole
we're gonna
life
present it to
insurance
you,
scam.
and we're gonna present it to you, and then I want you to
want you-
dissect it.
yeah.
Just give us your honest opinion.
I'll do
Yeah,
that.
right.
yeah,
We'll do that. Maybe on
So
the next
have you ever
episode.
had?
We'll see.
Okay, just all right. We'll give you the
Yeah,
teaser here.
Yeah, teaser.
Have you been in the? You've been in the insurance game for
Almost 23 years.
23 years. Have you ever had all at State Farm?
Farm Bureau. Listen,
I knew that.
it's fine.
Farm Bureau.
it's fine,
because
Trevin.
you're the good neighbor. That doesn't work twice.
It does. It does. I mean, State Farm worked like 15 times with you.
I
You're going to
honestly
get it
forgot
eventually.
that one. I'm dyslexic, by the way, so I kind of got it fucked up. So now you're just making fun of my disability. But that's okay. You're not sensitive enough. Anyways, in all those years,
Maybe you are autistic.
I might have. I do doodle a lot. Is that something?
I don't know.
Definitely not autistic.
Like low functioning. All right, go ahead.
But in all those years, has Farm Bureau ever brought in multiple people to do like a seminar that all of you happen to pay for?
No.
Okay. If they did, do you think these people would show up in like Ferraris and
No.
new Corvettes and all that kind of stuff, wearing Conor McGregor suits and shit?
No. That's not how we do business.
Yeah.
Have you heard of insurance companies that do that or outfits that do that?
What is okay? I think we're going too deep.
Yeah,
into
we're
it.
getting deep because I can
Why?
tell. Well, because we only have a few minutes left,
Yeah.
and this is.
Well, I'm just asking the question.
Yeah.
No, we're
I know y'all haven't, but have you ever have you come across
without
outfits
even
like
knowing
that?
any details? Like my flags are already up as
Right.
gimmicky, and something's off.
Yes.
And the way we do business is very above board, above reproach, very straightforward. What you
Right.
see is what you get. Everything's black and white. There is no hidden, bait and switch gimmicks. It's
Right.
very much this is what it is.
Right. Yep. So we have.
we need to
we have
dive
some
into that,
questions.
though. I want to dive
Yeah.
into
No,
that.
it's
Like we have video.
yeah.
to
I'd
look
love to
through.
show you some videos.
Yeah, I'd love to show you
and
some.
get your take on it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I have to tell y'all about a personality test that I took, but I want
okay.
to wait and do that on the next show.
Okay.
Personality test. And we made it through it, huh?
Oh God, yeah, it was rough.
All right.
And I'm going to encourage.
Was this court ordered? or-
No, no, but there was very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll pull it up so that I can tell everybody, what it is, and if it was like $10, and I'm sure there's free ones, but I'll explain it.
I had to do a couple of those recently with work. That was a little interesting for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Well-
it was pretty interesting.
That's the thing.
I'd have to pull it.
Nobody suggested this. This was all on Hefe's own doings. Yeah. I just wanted to know some
I didn't know
things.
some things about yourself, huh?
Oh man, I mean it confirmed a
Speaking
lot.
of getting,
Wow.
But,
speaking of scams.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get into it on the next show.
Okay.
But it's to leave you guys with a little teaser. I'll tap out with that. That self-awareness is good. I don't, should we be tapping out?
Yeah,
I
you
don't-
can tap out.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Yeah.
Being self-aware, I think that's
For sure.
good. I think there's a lot of people that are completely unself-aware of
Yes.
themselves completely.
Clueless.
So that's fine. I mean, Nick, I don't know. I think that if you can,
Once you
learn
do you
more
know his last name?
what?
Nick.
I didn't say Nick.
Yes.
Oh, my bad.
You didn't?
I thought you said something. My bad.
No, you are hearing things.
I haven't been drinking, so I got the shakes.
But anyway, just it's always good to learn about yourself. I'm going to tap out with that.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll piggyback off of that.
Okay.
Like, sometimes, especially when things are going good, sometimes you partake in a drink or whatever your vice is, and sometimes that gets into your routine. I say shake it up.
Yeah.
Try some time with it, without it. Try to answer some things about yourself. Take some time to reflect. I think would make sense. And yeah. And on top of that, this weekend, well, Sunday. That's already the weekend for us. For y'all, it's Monday. Good luck to Simon, Buddha, Isaac. We're all gonna go out there and kill it.
Kill it.
So
I'm pumped. I'm pumped for it. I'm excited to get out there and coach y'all and stand and support you guys.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I can't
we've done
wait.
this combo before. I like it pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. I like the way it usually rolls.
Right.
We got a couple comments on our YouTube live stream here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, from the same person.
Okay. My wife told me how sexy I am.
It's not. It's not. It's Salvador.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know how you don't want me to have no booty before competition and shit.
Yeah.
Well, you better talk to my wife, dude, because
She
she's
pushing
tryna-
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she knows I'm gonna get all riled up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're on that edge. You're riding that aggression and all your male pheromones are just
Skeeting everywhere
out there in the universe.
skeeting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just-
that's true.
And
I'm gonna go skeet all over the mat tomorrow.
yeah. Yes.
Just yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Skeet all over the mat. Yeah.
This guy's going to get tapped and walk away pregnant.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Anyhow, continue with your tap out.
Sal says that he's already 6 to 8 Nicaraguan beers deep right now.
So scary.
So, alcoholism seems to be the theme for the day.
I cannot imagine Sal drunk. That would be.
Oh, I can.
I think that would be.
There's some people around the square and there's like, oh yeah, Sal
yeah.
parties. Yeah.
And then he says he loves us.
Love you too, buddy.
He says that EBI overtime sucks.
EBI overtime sucks.
Which is what led to Team Jeff losing.
Well, God, that was my.
Was Sal's hatred for EBI overtime.
Well, Sal, you
just
should.
negative,
Sal,
buddy.
Sal fumbled
if you're
the bag.
watching, you should have taken the arm, not the back.
Yeah.
You can't choke anybody in 4 seconds, buddy.
Yeah. No, I can't.
But you know what? That was my fault as your coach. So
Way to take ownership,
Way to
buddy.
take it. Way to take it. And you avenged that, Jeff.
Yeah,
How
I
did you
did.
avenge that?
Well, I went against a much more younger,
Mo better, some would say.
more athletic, more accomplished, highly level, high competitor, multi times a year, high level competitor, Buddha.
What is that? Okay, go ahead.
I mean, he is, right?
Yep.
I mean, and I don't know, man. I became really good friends with his left arm. It was his left arm.
It was his left arm. Nope.
Nope, it was his left
Yep,
arm.
it was his left arm.
I got lucky, but it doesn't matter. The
And
world.
what'd you do to him?
Yeah, you never got to the. You just teased her,
Kimura.
and you never
So
got
Kimura, man.
finished
Everybody knows at this point.
Okay.
We have a. I mean, yeah, I think Joe Biden knows at this point.
He has no idea.
He knows.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't even know he's Joe Biden.
That's true.
Doesn't even know who he is. Okay. We love you guys. We're out. We'll see
Love
y'all
you
Wednesday.
guys.